This video is to show the progress that we've made on the bird and butterfly garden at Fun and Sun. The garden is located behind the library, between the library and the dog park. This view here is the back of the library, the window and the door. That door provides access to the garden from the library. So you'd step out, just sort of a panoramic view. You can see the bird blind that we built in the back of the garden. This is a door, one of the doors into the dog run. I don't know the names of all of these plants, but Diana is here and she can help me with the names of some of these plants. I know the big one here is a bush morning glory. It is a prolific bloomer, and it's just in the last couple of weeks the blooms have started to come out. There's a couple of daisies. I think they're Shasta daisies here at the base of the fence. There's a couple of, probably 3 plants right in here. This is a bush.
Vitex.
It's called Vitex. And
Brilliant blue flowers.
brilliant blue flowers, that's right. It's covered with flowers, but they're just in the initial stage. They haven't come out yet. And there's a vine here that's going to grow up along the fence.
Pandora.
And then there's another small bush down here.
Burford holly.
This is right along the fence. And we've got the fence sort of covered with vines, and we've attached a number of old dead branches to the fence to provide cover and perches for birds. There's a few new ones that we've just planted recently. This one here is a little yellow flower. There's another one here,
Coreopsis.
Coreopsis.
Butterfly weed.
Butterfly weed in here.
Jatropha.
What was the name of that one?
Jatropha. It's a butterfly attractant.
It's covered with flowers right now. They're all open. There's a butterfly bush here that is just starting to come on. A couple of blooms.
Dialis. He's just coming into bloom.
Yeah. It's full of buds. They haven't opened up yet, but they'll be yellow. Butterfly just zooming through here of some kind. A small butterfly.
Angelonia that just finished blooming.
And this is a dwarf bottle bush.
Bottle brush.
Bottle brush. And I'm not sure how tall this is going to get. Maybe about 3 feet tall. This is a silk floss tree, I believe. It's been growing very quickly. Next year it should be taller than I am. It's probably grown close to a foot in the 4 months that I've been here. Back in here, there's a big stand of lantana that is pretty much finished blooming for now, but it's full of berries. And these berries are very attractive to the birds. I'll see if I can get up close to some of these berries. We've had everything from kiskadees and mockingbirds and thrashers, sparrows, everything seems to go after these berries.
Odontonema fire spike.
This, there's a stand here, and there's another stand behind us of this fire spike, and it's really attractive to hummingbirds. They really flock in for this thing. And here's the other stand of it. And along the base of this one, this fire spike, we have some herbs planted.
These are the birds planted. Parsley, mint, there's a violet, an Australian violet in there. There's sage on the other side. And there's fennel in the center.
Yeah, there's some fennel down in there. Now we're just approaching the back of the library again here, and the window, and the table. We put a table in here. We did that last year. It's more of a bench, I guess. It holds some bird seed. We have places to put oranges and apples, and we've attached some dead branches here that provide perches for birds. They love this. Also some hummingbird feeders here. These windows are one-way glass, so you can't really see into the library. It's very difficult. You see our reflection here. The birds don't see into the library, and if there's people in there looking out the windows or sitting in the comfortable rocking chairs on the other side of the glass, they can't see. The birds can't see these people, so it provides a good area to view the garden.
So Mexican honeysuckle, Justicia.
It's just coming into bloom. And in the back here, there's a big stand of cannas, yeah. And they've been blooming. There's a big bud coming out on this one right now. In the middle here of the garden, there's a couple of bird feeders. We've got one here, it's sort of a platform feeder with another dead branch attached to it that we can put oranges on. And we usually put seed into this every day. Not a lot, just a couple of handfuls. And this other feeder here, we use sunflower seeds. Again, we don't fill it, maybe half full at the most each day. And we also, across the way there, we throw, this is actually a view of the back end of the dog run, but we throw some seed on the ground back in there. There's a lot of birds that prefer to feed on the ground, and it does attract a lot of grackles and doves, red-winged blackbirds, sparrows. This is our bird bath. It's got a drip that comes off this little shepherd's hook you can see there. There's a drip attached to that, so there's constant drops of water going into this bird bath. And then at the base of this, we just recently, within the last 2 weeks, have put in this little wet area on the ground. And this is kind of an experiment to see how it goes, but we're hoping that this will attract birds for bathing and drinking right on the ground. There's a couple of bushes here that are shrimp plant. Yes, shrimp plant. There's a couple of them here that attract hummingbirds. Yeah, there's some red salvia over there. There's lots of butterfly weed. It's a different kind of butterfly weed than we have up north, but it's very attractive to the butterflies and the hummingbirds. And there's another view of that red salvia. There's some ajuga down in here. There's some wild, I think these are chives or
This is society garlic.
society garlic. There's 2 clumps that we have of
Nice blooming cereus.
this. Night blooming celius. It's kind of a sort of a cactus almost. And there's some tomatoes growing in here. We've got 2 or 3 tomato plants.
Porky stem passion
Yeah, passion flower
flower.
there's a vine running on the fence here. Very attractive to butterflies.
Third plant of tomato.
Yep, there's tomatoes right. If you can see that or not, there are tomatoes.
Mealy sage.
Sage,
Mealy.
mealy sage,
Right.
and there's a. This is a aloe.
Indian hawthorn. Has blueberries that bears like.
Indian hawthorn. And at the back in here we have a brush pile. We try to throw all our brush in this pile here. This provides good cover for birds. And this is the bird blind. I'm very close to it, so it's a little hard to see. I'm going to try to back up if I can. We just built this this year. Dave Webb and Diana and I built this bird blind, and we've got some dead branches leaning up against it. There's room for a couple of maybe 3 people in there. We've got a couple of chairs. We've got a hummingbird feeder hanging right in front of it. It does attract both ruby-throat and buff-bellied hummingbirds, and you get an excellent view. They're right in front of your face practically when they come in. Yeah, this bird blind, we're hoping to get use out of that over the coming years. Basically, it's not quite finished. We're probably going to throw a coat of paint on it. It's coming along. It's almost done. And then there's going to be an access, a walkway access behind the library to the blind that if all goes well, it'll be a handicapped access. I can hear a hummingbird close by. Was there one? There was one just there. I didn't see it. But, was it a buff-bellied or? With any luck, it'll come back. But in the United States, the buff bellies can only be found right here in this area of the country. Stepping in behind the bird blind here. This is where the access will be. This is the back of the library. It'll run right along this fence. We're going to have a little platform right at my feet here that will provide access and entrance to handicap into the bird blind. And so as you're in here in the bird blind, these views are, you know, from inside. This is what you see when you're inside the blind. We have a little shelf here in the blind. We'll set cameras, mosquito spray, books, whatever you happen to have. A couple of chairs here.
Nice breeze.
Yeah, there's a nice breeze that comes right down along the library here. These branches that we put up here are temporary, but for now they provide a little bit of cover and give the birds something to perch on. Cardinal. There's a pair of cardinals here every day. Yesterday I was watching the male feed the female. Behind the library, there's a little area we use for storing feed and tools and equipment. It's kind of handy place. It's sheltered with a roof over it, so things don't get wet. Just last comment that the Fun and Sun Park is very lucky to have an area like this. Not all the parks have an area for birds and butterflies, something that's peaceful and provides not just a pleasant thing to look at, but just provides some nice peace of mind when you're sitting in the library and walking out here in the garden. I hope that provides a bit of a overview of what we've got back here behind the library.